Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year. I hope everybody's doing okay. Let me know if the music, of course. Am I too loud? Do I need to be quieter, softer, more gracious, more gentle, more warming, as it is late in the evening on the last day of 2023. I probably need to finish this sentence. All right, let me do this here. But anyway, maybe I need to move this back just a little bit. I know that I need to be somewhat close in order for the microphone to pick up. But how's everybody doing? It is the last day of the year 2023. And you know what? I see you guys. I see rolling chairs. Rocky the Black Dragon and Elsid Barrett. Elsid Barrett, very helpful in the last live stream, as many of you are. We came up with more of the ingredients for ratworm stew. Oh yes, it's gonna be fun tonight because I got this crazy idea that I've been pondering over for a long time, and then just decided that I'm gonna go for it today. Of course, I tried to get everything finished last minute. Like, I look crazy. Like, I look like one of those weird Harry Potter characters, like one of the professors, like Professor Trelawney, is it? This is ridiculous. What doesn't help is that these glasses, they're yellow. Like, wow, what a difference. These glasses, I'm looking at myself, they're yellow, and that's going to really distort what I'm going to be working on today. So I don't know if I can pop these out. I mean, they're not very expensive. I got them at Walmart. I just thought that they would be super fun. Look at that. Look at how yellow those are. Now, did you guys see the meme on the internet where it's like every year I say to myself, they can't make funny glasses out of that year. Oh, wait. They did. I will have to disagree. This is a hard fail. Look. Like, half of the two is missing. This doesn't count. In fact, when I saw these lined up on the thing over at Walmart, like the booth, I was like, I'm not going to get I thought I would get something fun because I was going to stream, but then I was like, that looks like, I thought, honestly, I just didn't think it all through. I thought it was damaged. Like, they had, like, scratched off, like, a lot more of the two. Okay. And so oh no, yeah, gotta get my iPad going back again. There we go. So anyway, I know, spoiler, so we're doing digital art tonight, but anyway, I thought they scratched off the two until I saw that all of them look like this, and like, duh, otherwise we'd be like a pirate with a patch over one eye. So this is a hard fail. I'm gonna call it, okay? This is a serious hard fail. I think that the year that we entered numerics here, the numerals that are without the O for the second I, they just been failing. Like, this doesn't count. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. But anyway, so I've got my really funky, cool glasses on. I've got me a ice cold, hard cold brew of the Coca-Cola because Tabitha don't drink. I've got myself a 2004 Buc-ee's shirt that glows in the dark. You can't see the really cool design on the back. I was in Florida. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you saw during Christmas time, I went to Orlando Studios to have Hogwarts Christmas, and it was so fun. If you haven't seen that video, you should totally check it out, just so you can also see all the cool stuff. And then you can see my reaction to some of the rides that I didn't know what was going to happen. But anyway, so pirate patches and whatnot. We're doing something a little different tonight. I am dabbling with pirates tonight. If you guys, I see Elsa Barrett saying, Have you ever played Sea of Thieves? You should play with Drunk 3PO sometime. I'll have to inquire to Sir about that. And Roland Shares is rolling in the chat. But so speaking of him, Drunk 3PO, so I watch his streams regularly where he's playing with his salty crew, Wicked Virtue, King's Advisors, and of course Captain Stash, aka X-Wing. And I'm like, I would love to create a picture of that. And so I made a reference photo. I can't wait for you guys to see it because it looks terrible. It's like, it's awful. Where I got these references from, these pictures aren't even like complete. It's terrible. Let's bring them out, shall we? I think that would be a good idea. Here it is. So you can see we've got, let's see, is it working? Open the layers. Haha, well, I am still getting used to all the digital artwork, and the fact that I've got it streaming now is so cool. But so I'm trying to open the layers. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. So we've got, Wicked Virtue right here. Oh, show. There they are. Didn't want to do that just yet. Here, there we go. We essentially Wicked Virtue right here. We have Captain Stash right here. We have King's Advisors right here. And you guys, if you've watched the streams, then you'll know this man over here playing the accordion and looking off into the distance to see if he's useful or not is Drunk 3PO. Now, they've all gotten better at the game, especially Drunk 3PO. I tell you what, I laughed my butt off the first time he started playing because he was absolutely useless. He knows he was. I've mentioned it to him before, but he's not. It was just funny because they didn't know what they were doing. So that's who all these characters are. And like, guys, if you look at these reference photos, look at this dude's hand. It's like non-existent. What is that? Like, it's like a tree stump or something like that. What is this reference? And he doesn't even have like a proper face. So this is not, obviously this is not what the real people look like. Obviously Drunk 3PO doesn't look like that. Wicked Virtue doesn't have red hair as far as I know. And King's Advisors doesn't have a mustache like that. But this is just the idea that I have going on. And hey, hello, Santa Megatron. Nice shades. Thank you. Conroy Riker. Hello. I like your profile picture. It's fantastic. Is it AI? Yes. So that opens up a whole, exactly. That's what so Drunk 3PO was streaming early tonight with his gang, and I was asking questions because I told them that I was going to draw something up with the gang. And so they were all excited. And so I was asking questions. I'm like, what do your individual jobs on the crew? What do you do? And of course, they're picking on Jay, saying he was like absolutely useless. And and I was like, well, what about Wicked Virtue? What is her role? And they said, she's pretty much the mother of the ship. She's the glue that holds everybody together. She keeps us, she carries everybody. It's like that. So AI, good. That's a good question. So yes, in fact, some of these were generated through AI. Now, if you talk to me, I'm not a huge AI person because I believe it will damage many an industry and people as a culture and society. But I do see some of the benefits of it. I do not consider AI artwork. However, I have humbly will admit that it is a good prompt, or it is a good reference. Right. So obviously it does a horrible job generating people. Look at that. That ain't a person. Like, what in the freak is that? So I'm not going to make it look. I mean, look, these buttons and these badges and these belts don't even go anywhere. And what is up with these fingers? AI's got a long way to go, and I hope it takes a long time to get there. But anyway, using it as a general prompt, I can see that. Still, to me, doesn't make it artwork. But anyway. So I will not be able to get to the crew tonight because you can see that's a lot. I'm so distracted by my glasses. That I can't, guys. I can't. I can't. Maybe later on, but I gotta take those off. Hey, Miss Martin Muses. But what I am gonna try to do is give an idea for the background tonight. I really like the composition and the placement of these characters. But what is this? Super. I know that reference. Did you see that the whole I'm gonna say intro for the Nick Fury show was completely AI generated? There was gonna be a Nick Fury show. I did not know that, and I'm not really surprised. They're hurting themselves. Anyway. We'll go into that in just a second. So I had an idea. I'm gonna be doing the background and then focus on the characters later. So I kind of had this idea of like maybe they were on the ship and we've got some water. I love the idea of doing the water. Sea of Thieves has the most amazing color palette. I just love it. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this. But I have a hard time. If you've watched any of my shorts recently, that sounds so wrong. On YouTube, my short videos, you'll see that I have a hard time with perspective and distance and all of that kind of stuff. So I will have to have a reference for some of that. I've got some over here, but which I need to, I apparently got rid of. I have to go find it. Did I get rid of it? No, there it is. Okay, let me bring that up here. So, there's too many things going on. Like I said, I decided like a crazy person to do this last minute. So I've seen where people have it far away, and I kind of love that because I love the legs. Maybe you guys can let me know what you as the viewers think. But there was also, if I get rid of this, I actually am learning. This is a brand new program called Procreate, and I've never used before. Oops. Oh, shoot. So you can tell. There was the possibility. Oh, shoot. Here we go. I'm sorry, guys. I've seen some of the posters. They're just kind of like really up close, like so. But that doesn't seem like it's quite as much fun, right? Like, I think it would be better if it was a little bit further away. But I'm just not sure what to put in the background. Should I put them on the beach, maybe? Maybe they tend to burn their ships in the game. What if I put them on the beach, water in the background, and a burning Rose Tico ship in the background? I think that's what we're going to try to do tonight. Okay, so I am going to get this back to where it was. There it is. Or should I bring them up a little closer? No, I'm not sure. So, guys, this is going to be part of the stream where it's like trial and error. And maybe I have them down this way. True, they set fire to the ship after every stream. I don't know why they do that. I must not pay attention at the end as to... But then it doesn't... All right, so here's the problem. It doesn't make sense that Wicked Virtual will be hanging from a rope on the beach. What? I mean... Why not? Could it be a branch and we put palm trees around it? Palm trees don't have vines. What do I do? I guess I have to put them on the ship then. Okay, maybe I just will alter. All right, so here we go. We're going to do another. I like to have like more than one layer underneath. We're going to just do a little sketch here again. I think I'll leave that color. And let's see, perspective. So it has smaller sails and ropes. Maybe they're on a tiny emergency boat escaping the burning ship. I mean, the sky is the limit. I hate that when I zoom out, like you guys can't see it in full. I kind of need to. I'm going to be upgrading my iPad here soon. So what if, okay, so what if the mast is like, but I really love, well, we can make the ship on fire in the background. Docks have many layers and could be on the dock with a ship in the background. That's true too. Okay. I see, this is why I need you guys. Okay, so they're on, maybe, okay. So the other thing is too, one reason I will be quite frank with you all, that sometimes that it's hard for me to stream and do artwork, and so not always the most fun, is because the fact that I have to think things through. And it's X-Wing! Hello, hello! So X-Wing, Captain Stash. This is we're working on the general idea. I need to move them over so that way we can see the burning rose Tico off in the distance over here. And then we'll put some I have to, or should I do it something like this? Because they're all just kind of goofy looking off into the distance for their next adventure. And the rose Tico's over here. And then I could put like some kind of stand over here. And this is awesome. We don't know if it will be. And that way I could put this rope into something. I think that works. You guys are the best. That was a fantastic idea. All right, so let's do, again, just to get some ideas here. So we want a dock, maybe to the side. Nope, too far. This is kind of a wide dock. And we'll just kind of draw behind them. Yeah, it could be a white dock. They have it that way. I saw Pirates of the Caribbean. All right, so we've got, that seems like a really wide dock. I don't know. All right, so then we've got maybe some kind of pole going up here. And that would be where, and we could wrap it around. I don't know if that makes sense. Physics is not my thing either. She's like swinging this way. It's like the most ridiculous. It needs to like go that way, right? Let's see. So or it just goes straight up. Whoops. Which I didn't accomplish that. But we're just getting the gist of it. I tend to be something of a, see that I can't. It's just not quite as much fun if it's hanging down like that, right? Is that just me? Maybe that's what it is. But we'll figure it out. So we'll just pretend like, oh well, that one's, I don't know what happened, but that one I'm okay with. So this I might have to make the dock like so. Originally I wanted them on a ship with a bunch of different perspectives. I'm totally like way out there with my ideas. And I'm like, tabs, I don't know how to start small. That's my problem. All right, so we've got our water goes off into the background. Got our sailing. Just to get an idea, this is just again our reference. And hello, Alasia. Hello, happy New Year. Hope this year is wonderful. It's very wonderful for me. I hope it's the same for you. You make me jealous with all of the books that you have read. So I've just been surrounding myself with a bunch of people that like pirates, and so I've recently got this. Well, not recently. I recently started reading this because that's part of my initiative for 2024 is to read more. And so I am reading about Ireland's pirate queen, the true story of Grace O'Malley. And I may or may not have been asked to research this woman. So also on my own volition, but yes. And so I want to read more. So my purpose is to get up early in the morning, do some stretches, and read. So today was church. I mean, we technically read the Bible in church, but yesterday was day one. I tend to not start my New Year's resolutions in the new year. I don't think it's a good idea to wait. Hey, it's the Rookie Critic. We are going to be working on a project in 2024 to continue a project that we worked on in 2023. You should check out his channel. I was there participating with this is the wrong account? I don't understand. This is the wrong account? What did I say something wrong? Oh, got a swashbuckling crew. It's the forgotten man, never forgotten. Exciting? Yes. Very exciting. Grace is a man, Mother Blanker. For what I've read, yeah, but if you read about the time period, she had to be, right? Hey, Demogenize saying, hey, chat. Happy New Year, sis. Happy New Year. It's probably the most people I've ever spent New Year's or have spent New Year's with. All right, and so then we're going to be having the poor Rose, Tico, burning in glorious flame. Whoa, that didn't work out. Very good. I kind of like it just like this, to be honest. This is like this. Oh, there we go. You had me confused that I didn't understand who you were. And it's like, no, I know who she is. But maybe I'm crazy. I kind of like this in its simplicity because this brings me back to the good old days, my starting days of graphic design and photoshopping, where I did Photoshop without Photoshop. You know, that's just became the verb, right? That's just you were photoshopping. I love this. In fact, I'm going to save this because this is how we did it back in the day. Kind of like essentially the idea of cutting out magazine images and then posting them in a scrapbook or something. I love this. Let me hang on. I need to figure out how to save this. Or it's been a while. Let's see. I'm going to save it as a PNG. There we go. Okay. Who's the dead guy? Okay, so I'm going to be mixing a little bit of X-Wing and his crew's Sea of Thieves streams, also with the History of Pirates channel. And so the dead dude is going to be King's Advisors. And I've decided to make him into a ghost, taking some creative liberty here, make him into a ghost because on the History of Pirates channel, when they go live, he's known as the Ghost Pirate because his green screen kind of makes him invisible in different places. So I thought it would be fun if there was a pirate ghost, a ghost pirate as part of the crew. So that's just my creative liberty on that. I see other people in there. Psychic Mongoose. Hello. Is the boat on fire? Yes, it is. Did I stutter? Yes, it is. Jimmy the Kez. This is awesome. Thank you. Ah, Mr. Bond. Exactly. Okay. So, and then, we'll, of course, have some kind of, some like epic sky with some happy little clouds, on this day. Obviously, we're going to have, the the skull. The skull clouds in the background. But yes. So there should be a parrot or a monkey hanging on the rope too. Well, I couldn't remember all the animals that everybody had. I remembered that Jay, I think, had a bird named Krista, but I didn't know what color it was. It's like I have to watch them stream again. And then Wicked Virtue, I think, has a dog. I forgot what its name was, but I think it's like a shepherd or something like that. I'm going to hide this layer because we will need that layer. And actually, let me put it up here. Lulu! Wicked had a dog. That's right. There's a monkey, a fox. Okay, I totally missed the monkey and the fox. All right. I don't know if I'll be able to fit all of that in here. We'll see. But if I can, I will. If I can, I will. King's Advice. Rufio. That's what it was. Rufio. Absolutely. Kings? I've made you into an invisible ghost. Hope you don't mind. Well, he's not totally invisible. It's going to be so great. Okay. All right. So now we play around with stuff. I think I'll create the dock first. But Happy New Year to everybody. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and open my holiday Coke here if I can. Lately they've made, like, normally they make the screw top ones. This one I might actually have to should I try to hit it on my desk? Oh shoot, I thought for sure this was one of those. I'm gonna have to open it up. Water it is. Cheers. Right, the bird is Krista. That was what I remembered. Okay, so we're going to get rid of our crew for now. We're going to get rid of our crew for now. And then I'm going to create the dock with my beautiful things. So, like I said, I am new to the world that is Procreate, and I thought this would, like, there's no better. I'm going to do painting. I want to make this a painting. I'm not going to do all that textured stuff. Drinking soda. I know. Soda's so bad for you. I know. Me, rookie, of all people, drinking soda. If you guys haven't watched the video, you won't know why we're laughing. Okay, so lately I used the jagged brush. I need to remember these things. So I'm going to start off with that. And our base color over here, I need to learn how to create palettes. So you guys get to learn and watch me learn. Isn't twisting off the cap opening it up? It's not. I've tried several times. My hand, you might see, is turning a beautiful shade of red. By the way, hit that like button for me if you haven't. But, hey, it's the Deranged Lunatic, one of my cherished patrons over on Patreon. By the way, I do have free coloring pages available for you on my Patreon. Got some fun stuff over there and got some new cool things coming this year. But let's see. All right, let's go to our browns. I know that when you are learning how to color, when you're learning how to paint, they say that you should start with your dark colors and get lighter. I don't work like that. Okay. So I like to work with midtones, and that way I have my avenue that it can go out different ways. And the technology is amazing. Now I would have calculated. I would have considered myself a traditional fine art artist. There we go. But having discovered, not that I haven't done digital art before, but having discovered Procreate in all of its glory, I'm amazed. And you'll see why here in a little bit. It'll never replace actual painting, but I'm pretty amazed with what it can do. I mean, like, we switch over and we just start blending, and it just does such a great job. Imagine when I start making the real colors, or excuse me, adding additional colors. Yeah. There we go. Did I miss anything? Yes, I would love it if you would try to. I have some, like, Jack Skellington. I've got my Christmas elf. I think I've got a Chucky doll. You can try to color him too. Megatron's awesome at the colors. Sometimes you start with the darks depending. It does depend on what you're coloring for sure. Sometimes I break my own rules. For the most part, though, I start with my midtones. No, I haven't popped off the cap. It's still here. I'm afraid, like, I'm gonna, like, make my neighbors upset with me if I do that. Why is the rose gotta die? I don't know. You guys are the ones that burn the ships. Exactly. You guys are the ones that burn your ships. Didn't you guys just do that on the last stream? And I couldn't understand why. I must miss that part of the stream when I'm watching. Of course, you guys stay up really late and play. I'm like, I have a curfew. I have a personal curfew. So, all right. So let's get this all colored in here. I like it to be uneven. Because wood is a Viking funeral, that's right. Okay. Oops. I need to see if in Procreate they have a way. Do you see this stuff over here? So I am left-handed. And so when you're drawing, if I was using my right hand, I could write and then do the toggle switches over here at the same time. But since I'm left-handed, I have to like do everything extra with that hand. Can't be as efficient as I want because it's a right-handed world. But I have to see if there's a way I can change that. I wouldn't doubt it. There's plenty of left-handed people. I'm sure that they wouldn't. Okay, so this obviously doesn't look that pretty. I get it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm gonna... Let's see. It's Drunk 3PO! Get X-Wing on! She's a witch burner. Well, if he wanted to, but isn't he streaming? Didn't he? Well, obviously not, because otherwise why would he be talking to me? All right, so the planks of wood would be going long ways. Hey, Andy Masterson. I'd be happy to have X-Wing on if he wants to come on and give me some pointers as to how to get this done. Okay, so then we've got, I need a reddish color. I'm gonna be talking my way through this, guys, so. You're an unclean spirit? Look. How's that go? All are welcome at Jesus's table. Since I'm trying to be like Jesus, you can come to the table. I mean, I believe it. I believe it. Absolutely. You want me to? I can. Let me see. Let me see here. Let me see what I can do. That would be, I don't think I've ever had. If you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. Of course. I understand. What was that? I wanted just to create a message. Like, what is this? Only if you want to. Let's see here. We need some darks. I wonder what time of day. Wonder what time of day it should be. Sunset? Should it be a beautiful sunset? Kind of over here. I have to think about that too. Let's go to our layer here. We'll have the sun setting. Make it nice and yellow. Sun will be sinking in the sky somewhere over here. Hello, hello. What is it? Juilliard, the community college. Hey, it doesn't matter where. All right. Let's go back in. Oh, did I lose my color? I think I'm painting on the wrong. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to get this going first. I've never really painted wood digitally before. I know this looks like a really strange children's drawing. I understand that. But you got to understand the process. It'll all come to pass. What's really fascinating too is the style of Sea of Thieves, like the artwork that they do for their advertisements. Yes, their advertisements. And it's like oil painting. you know, a little bit impressionistic in some ways. And I think that was the other thing that drew me to it. I was like, I want to try that. I think I probably should have made the paint go this way, maybe. I need a picture of a dock. Oh, people are sending fireworks out. I hear it. I hear it. Well, they don't give me a picture of a dock. I guess I have to actually type that in specifically. They don't have pirates on docks right away. So yeah, a lot of times the wood is going back and forth. Planks of wood are going back and forth this way. So we'll just have to go in and redo that, which is awesome because it's very reminiscent again of paint. And I'm here for it. Oh, I have to get rid of this. So my paint is not... Hey, it's R2, the man with the nicest smile on the internet. It's R2 the Icky. How are you, R2? I'm trying to get this going. It's going to be it'll be a slow go, guys. Like this is going to be a process over several streams, but I hope that we can make some progress here. A lot of this is me learning. And great art don't come in a day, you know. Here we go, but we've got something going on. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Gotta put some bright colors in here because I have to think about the sunset. That's going to come later. Which is kind of... And then get some reds in here. They're all gonna... It's gonna look really cool. You're good. Watching little Spidey play video games and hanging out with the dogs. What a wonderful way to spend the upcoming new year. All right. Pretty I know. I'm getting fancy, R2. Look at me. Look at me. So if you guys didn't see, I did my first attempt. I mean, I've done digital artwork before, but never to this scale and this magnitude. And so I did a dog. And I was like, hey, if I did so well with that dog. It just gave me the confidence that I needed to think that I could somehow do a group of people, a burning ship, a sky, psychedelic ocean. Like, yeah, that's me. There we go. It needs to be a little darker in here. We blend, blend, blend. More blending. I need these to be tighter together because obviously as it goes off in the distance. So this would be just like one big one is what this would be. So we're basically just putting down foundation colors right here, and then details will come later. This is kind of like a practice or like a stretch when it comes to the creation. I like the jagged one. That's good. These need to be much smaller. Oh no, he didn't. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Captain Stash. Well, hang on. I'm new at this here because there we go. Got rid of my digital artwork. I have to figure out how to get that on there. But hello. How are you?
Are you using Streamlabs or StreamYard?
I'm doing StreamYard, and I had to use I'm using my iPad, and I have to basically like telecast it to my computer. I had to download a whole thing, and then like I said, I have to like telecast it to my computer.
Well, if it doesn't work,
Let's see.
I'm just here to say hi anyway. I mean, I can hang out for a minute if you got room for me on the stream.
I got room for you.
I'm excited to see this come to fruition. I mean, the crew, the Rose Tico, has been on so many different adventures. To see this come to life is it's incredible.
I've wanted to do this for a while. Probably for about 2 months. I've been like planning it.
Thought.
Oh, of course, always.
Nice.
But for about 2 months now, trying to just think of how I would go around with it, how I'd make it. And so this is not necessarily the original plan that I wanted. In the original plan, I basically wanted it to be kind of long, like the screen here. I wanted you specifically like right here up close, making an aggressive face, wielding a sword, and then having basically on the ship while there's water in between, and then another ship that you guys are fighting. And I wanted, Wicked Virtue either hanging off of something or whatever with her gun going over here. Man. And I was thinking of having Jay in the water playing his accordion.
That's a lot of depth of field work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that it's not my strong suit and I am new to this digital world, I was like, maybe we'll just try to keep everybody a little, sunsets and the ocean water. That's not hard to do.
It's a little easier, but you're not doing too much detail in terms of focal length there.
Exactly. Yeah. So as I progress, because as I was saying earlier, I love the color scheme and I love the art style of Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
I eventually will have to continue on with this and maybe make some other things that were there. And King's Advisor for my original one, I hadn't quite figured out where he needed to go, because that's why I was watching the stream and asking questions. I'm like, I must not be watching them all the way through, which is most likely because I'm usually doodling while I'm watching and stuff like that. And I was like, what does he do?
He's kind of a multi-role guy,
So he said the map, so that's why I thought a ghost reading a map would be kind of fun.
Yeah, he's a good navigator. That's usually the first question is, Mr. Bond, do we have our heading?
Yeah, that's true. If I would pay attention more, that would be.
And then the question is, where's Jay? And it's usually 2 miles back in the water somewhere playing his accordion. So perfect.
Exactly. So I just thought that would be super fun, because it's also, it'd be fun to make such a creative print like that. But then all of the inside stories. So that's again why Mr. Bond here is going to be a ghost anyway in this, because I just thought it would work really well, since everything's about pirates anyway.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm buying that print. If this goes to print, I'm buying that print. And I think a lot of other people would want to buy it too. Just we've had so many adventures and it's been years now. Well, maybe not years. It feels like years. We've been running around.
I was going to say, it probably feels like years, because you guys have figured each other's, it's so funny. Like even tonight, I still love how you will tell Drunk 3PO what to do, and he still doesn't do it.
Nope.
But you guys get the job.
Somehow it works. And I think that's why the crew, the Rose Tico, is so incredible, is that no matter how perilous the situation, how dumb we are, we all figure out how to band together and get the job done.
Right. You're
that's
like,
what makes the crew the Rose special.
I told him to be there. He's not going to be there. He'll be doing something else. I know he'll be doing something else. So I'll just go do what I told him.
Pretty much. We just like account for it.
Or tonight you were in the water drowning or something, and you're like, come help me.
Someone help me. He's like, I was getting treasure.
Yeah, I know. One of them, I can't remember what he was doing. what all both of them were doing. I know Jay was at the bottom of the ship looking for food or something. He was like cooking a
Yeah.
steak or something like that. And you're like,
He was
come
getting
get me, come
shark.
help me. And he
Yeah.
was like, no, I can't. Your
If I let this
captain's
shark go, I mean, what? I can't just let the shark go.
your captain's dying in the water and be like, sorry.
The
Oh
game's a lot of fun.
no.
That's a lot of fun. And to your point too, I've always found it super interesting the art style of Sea of Thieves because it's got the weird cartoony element to it. But at
Yeah.
the same, it has the sense of realism when you're like
Mhm.
looking at the water, like how
Yes.
beautiful the water is and stuff. It's a really interesting game to play.
It's captivating, I think, because of the color scheme. They did a good job when they made this game. They knew what the people wanted.
Yeah, it's like bright and pastel-y and kind of cell shaded, but not really. And it's really interesting. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty brilliant. And you know what's interesting as well is that I don't I think that the Sea of Thieves game is pretty popular. I would say so.
Yeah.
But there's actually not a lot of merchandise for Sea of Thieves.
I don't know that I've ever seen any. Maybe
Mhm.
I've never looked for it, but you certainly don't see it pop up in like a Google feed or anything like that. Buy this statue or whatever. Maybe a little like a galleon reproduction ship
Mhm.
or something. You don't see any of that.
The only nice stuff, honestly, the only nice stuff I've seen for Sea of Thieves, because I was looking for Christmas for a certain someone, and
You don't have to
Etsy.
get me anything. You don't have to get me anything. It's fine. I really appreciate it, but you don't have to get me anything.
Right, well, secrets out. But so it's on Etsy. Etsy is where they produce like the shirts, they have the
Hey, do the
statues,
best.
and they have like the glowing skulls. I mean, they look beautiful.
I'm looking at a 3D printed glowing chest, like a chest of souls.
Yeah. They have a few things on
Great.
Amazon, but there's not a lot.
Yeah,
It's I
Etsy's
like
the way to go.
And it's really strange because I thought that this was something that people really enjoyed,
Yeah.
but I guess just not to the point. And then also, I know that a lot of people play this game on like PlayStation and stuff like that. But the shirts and stuff that I find, there was one that was really cool with the way that they did the skull and everything like that was like fitted into the symbol of the Xbox, but there was nothing for PlayStation, like no
Mm,
adaptability for any other console. And it's like,
I think it was because I think originally it was an Xbox release. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
I mean, that's possible. I would just think that, I mean, I would think business wise, you would just want to expand to all consoles
You would
because
think, although when it comes to the merch, who knows? I think I think with the shirt you were looking for, I've just shared my screen here. Was this one?
yeah, I've seen
Single taken, too busy playing Sea of
playing Sea
Thieves.
of Thieves.
Okay, well, I won't inhibit you any longer. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be in the chat. I'm watching. I'll try to give some input. If I hear something that canonically doesn't sound correct with the story, I'll try to give my input.
Whatever story we're making, right?
Yeah, whatever it is.
No, I love it when the chat helps me out with my artwork.
It's awesome. Thank you for doing this. I'm excited. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see.
Well, thank you for being here and Happy New Year.
Have a happy New Year, Tabs. Good to see you. I'll check you later.
All right, let's see. We'll get back to creating. Let's add this back. So when I look back, that was really fun. Thank you so much, X-Wing, for being here. And Emily Krieger is in the house. I need music, but I need the calming music. That other stuff was getting me nervous. This is usually the music that I end my streams with, but we've got some ways to go. But anyway, when I go back and I look at this and it's like this such a rudimentary drawing, and it's so funny looking. It's such a childish little thing. But anyway, here we go. But like I said, that's what I love about art as well, is that not only am I bettering my artwork, but I am learning so much about the world as well. At the moment, it kind of is lost on me how to do wood. I know how to do wood, but I don't. So that's why it's always good to have that reference. It's interesting on my Facebook page for Dreaming Tabitha, I was posting something and talking about reference photos and how I sometimes try to go without references, but it can be rather difficult to do. And some gentleman commented and said that, if you can get to something, I don't hope I'm not misstating what he said, but something along the lines of, if you can't get to a profession, if you can get to a professional level and don't know how to draw or create without a reference, basically you're not really a professional in his opinion. Well, that is a very, there how do they say it, that there's no wrong opinions per se. There might be no wrong opinions, but that is a very uh misinformed and ignorant opinion. And I don't say that to be mean or shady, but there are so many, so many, and I conversed with this gentleman, and I was very friendly, and I was just saying that actually, if you study all of the greats, they use the reference, and a lot of professionals, and if not every professional, will tell you have references. They will save your life. Like, they will save you heartache. This idea of wanting to create without references because you feel like that would make you more special, or whatever the case might be, you're only really hurting yourself. And that's true. References are not stealing artwork, they're a guide for you. You just maybe need help with knowing how to do the body of somebody, or the coloring. It was interesting. I was watching another shortly after I had this conversation, because that man was saying, he's like, well, that's just my opinion. I think something along the lines of, I think real artists don't need references. Have a nice day. But it I was watching a professional digital artist, and he was like, make sure you have your references. He's like, you're gonna need them. Don't think that you don't. And what the way that he worded it was fascinating, is that he said, if you draw only from your mind, then you are only using information that you have. Whereas if you're using a reference, you're growing your knowledge, and you're gaining more understanding of how things work, because you're seeing somebody else's artwork that you can integrate into yours and better it. And I thought that was interesting, because of the fact that you're using only your knowledge. But I'll tell you what, I have many ideas. As I was explaining to X-Wing how I envisioned this poster to be, is there's a lot going on, but it's almost like you ever remember, is anybody old enough to remember those books that you would like pull close to your eyes and then pull away to see the three-dimensional image that was in there, but you kind of had to like unfocus your eyes in a certain way? A lot of times the ideas that we have in our heads as artists are fantastic, but you can't see all of the details. So, I mean, like, I can see X-Wing, with his sword making this aggressive face, but I can't really see all the details of the clothing and the shadows of the sword and all of that. So that's where the reference will then guide me as to where this would go in the final picture. I'm not robbing somebody else. I'm learning. I'm soaking up information. I am the AI, but I'm not artificial. Maybe do like a grid, then break it up and shade it. That's not a bad idea. And you're most welcome anytime. Wrong opinions absolutely do exist. I'm strongly opinionated on this opinion right here. I agree. Then why do art teachers use nude models to teach art classes, or any model or anything? References help guide us, so that sometimes we don't need a reference. Like, a lot of times when I make dragons, I don't actually need references anymore. I've looked at quite a few dragons, and I've gotten pretty good at it, that I don't. But sometimes you still do, because, like, if you guys remember from one of my art streams, I did that Mason, not that Mason, I did the Smith, and I absolutely needed a reference because I could not figure out the face. Like, I could kind of see it in my mind's eye, but I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough knowledge of how the face would need to look in order for that to work. So there's that. 9 times out of 10 is because they're creepy Santa. Oh, because what Megatron had to say. You did it once? Like what? You drew a nude model or you were the nude model? We're learning a lot about X-Wing today. References are extremely important. Why am I so aggressive? I'm not saying you are. It's just I think for this, the image that's in my mind, it's a very dramatic piece. There's a lot going on. The crew is battling this other ship, and I just would love to have like this bigger image of you up front because also since you're the captain, I would think you need to stand out more for sure. And I mean, I would hope you'd have an aggressive face if a ship was taking out your ship. It's tough to find live dragons for reference. Exactly. So I don't even try anymore. Oops. What happened to my music? Why isn't it playing? Oh, Jingle Bells will play though. I want it, but it's okay. All right. So I know that I eventually will come back to this. I'd like to progress, just kind of get these colors nailed. I'm really upset that I can't. I really wanted to do it. I mean, I really don't want to, but I bought it for this. Wait. Well, now it's spinning, but it's not coming coming off. I gotta protect my hands though. They're what make. I don't even know if I have a bottle opener. I'm sure there's something in the house. Well, we'll just continue drinking our water until the new year. You're currently sculpting the salty dog? That would be cool. All right. So next we're going to do the mast. I need to create a new layer for that. Never. So how do I create a palette? Create a new palette. Can I? How do I put the colors in? Oh, look! I'm learning. Okay, wait. Go to palette. Put that. Look at that. The colas. It is. It should look. It's 2023. I enjoy popping off a bottle top as much as the next person. I really do. I enjoy it, but I figured by now they were all twist offs. So, but anyway, back to what we're doing. So, I will. Let's see. I would like to get more ideas of what you guys think the Rose Tico would look like, but I think that that's going to be too much information for something so far away. So I might keep that kind of generic. Regular old, beautiful, ship. Okay, here we go. Jagged brush. And then we can do dry brush. There's stucco. Oh, cool. All kinds of great things. Turpentine. If anybody's thinking about dabbling into Procreate or into digital art, I highly recommend, excuse me, I highly recommend this app. Unlike Adobe, this is a one-time purchase. It is not subscription-based, and that alone is a huge part of why this is a fantastic app. But also, they give you so many different brushes. You really don't need to buy more brushes, but of course you can always add to your library. But the fact that it also has exporting, time-lapse export is fantastic as well. So that way you can, if you're like me and you post things to social media, you can break them up. It's fantastic. All right. They say that the iPads, like if I don't have a brush near me, they're all behind me, but that it would actually feel like you could actually paint on the iPad with a paintbrush. By the way, mostly I draw chibis, which you can find over on my Etsy shop. Links are in the description box down below. Doing a lot of pop culture stuff. And I do love to draw by hand. I'm an old-fashioned kind of gal when it comes to these things, but I know that when it comes to the business world as well, you kind of got to get with the times and step things up. And so I think I will still do hand-drawn chibis. I love doing that and all, but there's going to be new things coming where this is going to be taken over. There we go. That looks already like a piece of wood. Wood, as the way Bobby Dukes says that. He's an awesome YouTuber. Creates the most amazing things. Okay. So, excuse me. We're going to put some darkness. Is this it? Now, one of the hiccups I did read about with Procreate and the iPad is that sometimes the recognition, just for like a second, is off. Just like that happened now. I'm like drawing and nothing was coming off, and then I lift off, come back, it does that, which is irritating, but it's not terrible. Exactly. Hello, darkness. Now, X-Wing, I'm curious. I haven't paid attention to that either. Is Sea of Thieves, does it take place in the real world, or is it a fictitious world based on ours? You know, like we have pirates and everything like that, but do they have Hispaniola and Tortuga and all of that? I'm also reading a book about Haiti, which is fascinating. I haven't taken the time to learn a lot about the history of other countries beyond Europe, to be honest. So it's very interesting to read about Haiti and its history with pirates and everything. Not even remotely close to real. Okay. I saw you said 7 Seas, and so I was just wondering. Okay. We're gonna get brighter. I'm just gonna scribble. Thanks for the shout out too on Twitter, by the way, X-Wing. I appreciate that. The other day, I made an impulsive decision to turn Twitter. Well, I say turn Twitter off, but like basically just not going on Twitter. It was an emotional decision. Now, it was one that I had been thinking about for a while, but I saw a post that just kind of broke me. Like, it really did. And I was like, I don't need this in my life anymore. But then the thing is, like, it is a great way to advertise. It is a great way to connect with people. And so I don't know that Twitter I'll be saying goodbye for forever. Because like I said, it was an impulsive, emotional decision. There's just some things that I'm very sensitive towards. And a lot of people, it's funny because a lot of people are saying, like, you know, that they don't like Twitter. It's a cesspool and everything. It's like, then why stay? And I do get it, because that's why we connect and everything, a place where we can connect and everything like that. I've met such amazing people on Twitter, but it's just kind of funny how our little world works, isn't it? But it is a good place to give shout outs and recognize people and everything. And I'm sure one day I probably will return, but I definitely need to go through a cleanse. The thing is that I'm very careful with the people that I follow. It's just that apparently a lot of conservative news people started posting these really graphic and inappropriate photos. And I'm not so naive as to think that evil doesn't live in this world, or that we don't need to know the heinous things that are going on. But I do personally believe that there is a fine line between needing to know versus needing to see everything that's going on. And just because you blur out a small section of a video or an image doesn't make it any less painful or disturbing to see. And so it was a lot that week. It's like, I don't need this. Yeah. And yeah. That was the post that broke me. Gosh, I can feel it already. Which is terrible, I know. It's like there are children that are in this world that are suffering, and I hate that too. I can't handle that too. But I am just a sensitive soul to the animals, and I can't think about that post. So that was just, like I said, that was what the emotional decision was. And I was like, I can't do that, But I mean, I still use it to message people and everything. But yes, we should talk about something happy. Yes, of course, there are lots of decent people to follow. It's just that when you have all of that horrid stuff that stays with you, as you can tell, that stuff that stays with you, it's just like, ugh, happy thoughts. So, it's New Year's, and a lot of people have come to kind of detest or be cynical of, I should say. I like the way this looks. Of New Year's resolutions. What are your guys' takes on New Year's resolutions? I've already said that, excuse me, see what you've done, X-Wing. But I've already said that New Year's resolutions, like I've already started mine, and that I don't think that waiting until the new year to start your resolution is a good idea. You want to survive 2024. Amen. We all do. I know you've got good things coming this year. Now, okay, well, how about I ask a different question in the same general idea? What is a New Year's resolution that you either did keep or almost kept? Best time to plant a tree is yesterday. That's right. What's a New Year's resolution that you guys maybe almost kept? I did pretty good with quite a few of mine. I will say that not a lot of them made it to the entire year, but like being healthier, reading more. These are like throughout different time frames. They were definitely ones that I wasn't perfect at, but I made the attempt. Like, it didn't last all year, but it's okay. It doesn't need to necessarily last all year. My resolutions are draw, collect, work, collect, and try not to die. There you go. Isn't it sad to think that we can try not to die and it still happens anyway? I almost didn't gain 50 pounds in the last 2 years. Almost. I count that a win. John Graber, the space jockey, says, I'm going to try to stop drinking as much. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. I'm not a huge advocate for alcohol myself personally. Just seen too many people do strange things, and unpleasant things. So I'm just like, I don't need it. I don't need it. It's all good. I don't need it. My resolution was to finish my book, but I finished it today. So I guess yes, absolutely. The best time to finish a resolution is the last day of the year. My New Year's resolution is not to make New Year's resolutions. Oh, is that like the Pinocchio nose conundrum, the perplexing, never-ending thing? Okay, so you got like a really strong composition here. Again, this is just the base coat. So now I need... I want a gray color. All right. But maybe not... So this is a little strange here. Well, maybe not quite as strong opacity. It's just a little bit, but I like that. So it makes me excited. You failed. Exactly. Did he fail or did he not fail? Exactly. It's kind of like when they say if Pinocchio tells you he's going to tell you a lie, or if Pinocchio says he's going to tell you a lie, does his nose grow? If your mission is to fail at everything you do, is that a success? If you fail everything? These are the questions we ponder in the universe. So some of you might know that once a month I try to have a gang of other artists coming on, and we do character prompts. Megatron was on last time. I didn't have one this month. I was traveling and family and everything like that. Nothing you hate more than a paradox. But I think it would be really cool to do some themed ones. We did Christmas. I'd like to ask some of my guests that are going to be coming on if they would like to do some pop culture ones. Like, I think it'd be kind of neat to do like a Legend of Zelda themed one. I think that would be pretty cool, but I have to see what the general consensus is. And then I will be bringing back teaching YouTubers how to paint. Got some really awesome guests coming on, and I just need to finish some of their projects because they tell me what they want to paint, what they want to learn how to paint, and I have to actually make them. Shadows. I love me some shadows. You'll draw just about anything. Cool. Always like a willing soul. Oh, that's a little bit much. Let's have a look. That looks pretty cool. Man, it's going to be interesting coloring the characters here because I have decided... See, this is why you need references and really need to think things through, and don't try to plan a live stream into the new year with a bunch of people watching and try to figure all that out like 2-3 hours prior. Because now I have to think about when I draw these characters, their faces won't be quite as illuminated, and I might have to lighten some of these shadows in the future. But we're playing around. We'll see. Ooh, maybe a Nintendo character prompt. That would be cool. I'm very broad. I like that. Conroy Riker says, I don't care about resolutions, but I want to... What? But I want a way for everyone to know they don't need to live with anything they can give away through Jesus. Yes. Jesus is the way. I know I went to church today, the last day of the year, and that felt mighty nice. You know? And I'm excited to see that. I kind of realized the other day through Instagram posts that I kind of lost sight of some of the purposes and the goals that I ultimately have. And that was to be more of a light. I say more of a light. I don't want that to sound cliche, but just to represent Jesus, to be somebody that other people would look at and say, I see Jesus. Because of her, I think more about him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's done so much for me. And it's like just to be somebody that other people can see and look at him and like, what's up with you? Why are you always like that? What's so different about you? And you're like, oh, it's Jesus. It's always Jesus. To be that person, what an honor. Ooh, shadows. John Graber says, I am the pastor at my church. That's why I need to quit drinking. Oh, well, we could pray about that. I'll put you on my list. Because you have a very important job and a very important calling. And, if that's something that God has talked to you about and you believe would be an influence to your congregation, then of course, of course, because ultimately, and you know this as a pastor, it's not about us, right? It's not about what we want at the end. God is gracious enough to let us have things that we want and allow us to do things, crazy things that we want. But I love the fact that he lets us learn, because that's what sticks, And I used to teach Sunday school before I moved. I used to teach Sunday school, and at the church, the ladies' Sunday school class, and it really helped me with studying the Bible. And there's this one story that a lot of people are very familiar with, that I saw in a whole new light. God let me see something, and it's just become one of my favorite stories. One of my favorite tellings as we're going into the new year, folks. Some of you might be familiar with, gosh darn it, I wanted to drink this. All right, I'm going to try it. Did it work? Well, it shook it up. Well, it released the pressure. It's still not working. Serious moment here. A lot of us are familiar with the story of Christ, and that right before Christ was to give up his life, he was with his disciples. And exactly. All right, so you got 4 minutes. So he was with his disciples. And a lot of us may recall that Jesus told Peter that you're going to deny me 3 times before the night is over, before the cock crows in the morning, is what he said. And sure enough, when they took Jesus away, 3 times Peter told the people, when they're like, hey, you're that guy that hangs out with Jesus, aren't you? You're one of those disciples, aren't you? And 3 times he said, I don't know that man. I don't know who he is. And he even got so angry as he started to curse people because he didn't want to be associated with Jesus, because I would assume it's because he was afraid, right? Even though he'd just given this long speech about, I will go with you to the ends of the earth, Jesus. Like, I'm with you. I'm your man. And Jesus is like, Peter, right? And so after the cock crowed the third time, Jesus turned around and looked at him. And Peter saw Jesus as they carried him away. And the Bible says he went out and wept bitterly. And then, if you know the rest of the story, Jesus dies on the cross for our sins, makes a way for everyone and everything. And Peter continues on serving Jesus and being established in the church and everything like that. So that's a little bit of the backstory. What's amazing to me is that Jesus, like it says it in the Bible, but God opened it up to me, is that Jesus specifically told Peter, you're going to mess up. You're going to do a really, really horrible thing. But I wanted to let you know, it even says that, I prayed for you. And you're going to go on to do amazing things. But you're not strong enough in the faith yet. In fact, tonight, before the morning comes, you're going to deny that you even know who I am and that you've been with me all these years, this whole time. You're going to deny the fact that I have chosen you out of everybody in this world to be one of my disciples, to be close to me, to know me personally. Jesus isn't cruel. Like he let Peter know, you're going to mess up, but I still choose you. I still choose you to further the gospel. I still choose you for grand and glorious purpose. Peter messed up, and God knew he was going to do it. So I just want to encourage you, as I see here, we have 1 minute left. As we go into the new year, if you've messed up, if you've got some baggage and some problems, God's not surprised. And he could have told you a long time ago, you gonna mess up. You done messed up, Ron. But the wonderful thing about New Year's and about God, about new beginnings, is that he's gracious and very forgiving. And he'll see you. He'll see you where you're at. He'll forgive you. He'll still use you as well. And what's really, really exciting is the fact that I get to share that with you here on New Year's. And as we try to draw pirates. And I had a little video here to celebrate. But you can't see it because it's behind us. But I've got little fireworks. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful year. Yeah. I hope so. That, if you ever get a chance to read that story and read it in detail and really open up and try to understand from the human perspective what Jesus was trying to tell Peter, it crushed my heart in a good way. Like, Jesus told Peter, you're gonna mess up, but I still choose you. Just want to let you know, I know it. And the one lesson that I told my ladies when I really, the title, if you will, of the lesson that I gave was, don't mess up your mess up. The one thing that sticks with me personally is that when you do make a mistake, as we're all bound to do from time to time, don't be like Peter and run away from your mistake. Because that's what Peter did and made it 10 times worse, the guilt and everything. Because he didn't see Jesus again, until he was on the cross. He didn't get to make amends with Jesus until he came back from the dead. And the Bible says that the disciples doubted that Jesus was even going to come back from the dead, even though he'd been telling them for years, this is what needs to happen. Could you imagine the guilt and the shame? Could you imagine the heaviness of watching your best friend, closest person in the world to you, the one who gave you so many opportunities for greatness, the one who's helped you along the way, the one that's given you a future, and the next time you see him after you've done him wrong, he's dead in the most horrible way. And you'll never, in your mind, you'll never see him again. I can imagine that when Peter saw Jesus again, all he wanted to do was just probably hug his feet and cry and beg for forgiveness, which I no doubt think he did. And Jesus would be like, I told you, Peter. I told you you're going to mess up, but I'm here. And so what I told them was, don't mess up your mess up. When you mess up, your immediate instinct is to run the opposite direction in shame. But that's not what God wants from us. When we do mess up, he wants us to run to him for love and forgiveness, to make a way clear for us so that there's nothing between us. Because the further you go away, the harder it is to come back. Don't mess up your mess ups. So whatever you might have done this year, God's right there, open arms, and be like, come on, bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. All right. That's enough of that. I mean, I could talk Jesus all day. I love me some Jesus. But we're doing some pirate stuff. Oh, here we go. Okay, so that's our foundation. Again, doing okay. So I'm really excited about the water. I don't know how much longer we will go, as I wanted to drink my soda. Should I try to hit this again? I mean, everybody's awake anyway, right? My neighbors, they're all awake. If this shoots soda everywhere. I mean, I could just go up and get it, but I kind of want to know if it works. I'm nervous. Come on. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, some came out, but it's not opening it up. All right, guys. 1 second. Still got an hour. We're in the future, Deranged Lunatic. It's a pretty great place. I think. So, let me see here. 1 second, guys, while I get a bottle.
If I was watching this video, I would like it. I would like the video, and I would probably subscribe, because this is so thoroughly entertaining and also well executed. It's not a request.
I'm back. I am determined. I bought this for today. I'm gonna open it up. Ta-da! I haven't had soda in a long time. That's a lot of bubbles. You live in Missouri. Okay. Cheers. Well, I'm going to put these back on. I bought these for a reason. I wonder if I should go out and about with these. I'm going to get my use out of them. All right. Can't see. I'm going to try to do some water. Like it or smack it? It is a glass bottle, which was why I like it. I think things taste better in glass, to be honest. I really do. I believe that is a fact of life. I believe that plastic rubs off into our stuff. Things just taste better in glass. All right. I am so excited about this water. I can't even tell you. We started, but I gotta calm down. Uh-oh. Bubbles. Gosh, you guys ever had, well, that's gross. I was gonna say, you ever had water shoot up your nose? Let's see, this is not the right kind of, not water, soda. Man, it hurts so bad. All right, wet acrylic, or what should we do here? We should do the wet acrylic. Maybe. Get a foundation going. Obviously, you can see here that I need to darken the deck a little bit because I can actually see, look at that, underneath of it. It's not quite as thick. How strange, but that's okay. All right. Stroke pattern is important. I tell that to all of my students, and here I'm not even listening to my fundamentals. I'm a terrible person. Happy New Year to all of you! Plastic makes you gay? Sure. Well, then everybody is. Mexican Coke is made with real, yeah. So I grew up in Panama. I say this all the time. And we didn't really drink soda, but my dad still to this day is a big soda jerk person, however you word that. Pepsi. But I remember my mom saying, you know, the Pepsi that's in America versus the Pepsi that's like in third world countries and such, and Hispanic countries. Very different. It's very different. Okay. I'm going to have to do a lot of this. Psychotic Mongoose, thank you so much for hanging out with me into the new year. I greatly appreciate it. I know I look crazy. Have a great sleep as we go into this new year. I'm gonna definitely have to have a reference for this water because there's just something so magical about the water of Sea of Thieves. But of course, you got to make it your own too, right? You can't. It's. I guess it also depends on how tumultuous I want to make the water. We're just kind of putting some stuff out right now because it is supposed to be like, hey, Anonymous, happy New Year. It is supposed to be at sunset, isn't it? Whoa, now I could change the direction of the sun and make it come. You can't see. Make it come over here, like go this way. I mean, this is nice and bright over here, and I would just need to add an edge to this section here. I wonder if that would be better. I typically, when I do my chibis, I typically have the highlights always on the left side. I don't know why that is. I just always gravitate that way. I often wondered what's something that's significant about my artwork that anybody who would actually study my artwork would know. And for myself, I know it's that I always tend to go with the light on the left-hand side. X-Wing says, I like that better, methinks. To have the sun over here. All right, we're just going out of all kinds of different comfort zones. It will leave less of the faces shaded as well. I think so. If I put a strong, I don't think the sun will go here. I think it's way over that way. So I will have to reconfigure. Well, see, then I've got to redo my shadow. So we'll have to figure that out later. But okay, so this is all nice and bright. And maybe it won't be a sunset, but maybe it'll just be... All right. Whoops. Now we need some darkness. Darkness. No parents. I know that's really, really dark. But I always remember that when people say darkness. I remember from the Lego movie when Batman, he was singing that song about himself and his life story. Darkness, no parents. Hey, 42 gamer. I'm not sure how you would like that to be said. Sunny day will make the clouds easier too. Less color grading the clouds. Oh, are we suddenly a professional? I see. Do you know, honestly, what's intimidating and the sad part about being a self-taught artist? I mean, I did go to school and I did to college and I did take some classes and such, but mainly I'm self-taught, is the fact that X-Wing, what you've said is really great. But some stuff I have a general knowledge of, but I just go basically on instinct. I don't actually know a lot of the terms for stuff. So you're like, makes the clouds easier and less color grading. It's like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not totally sure what that means. I probably instinctually know, but as far as the lingo goes, I'm like, you mean with just the way that we shade the clouds? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. Okay, the bigger waves would be here. So longer strokes. Oh, I can start seeing it come to pass. Now, what's on my screen is not exactly identical to what is on the screen that you are seeing on the computer. The screen that I have with my laptop, or excuse me, my iPad, is this beautiful, indigo color. Whereas I notice on the screen on the computer, there's a lot more green involved. Either way, it's still pretty cool. When I hear darkness, I think Dave Chappelle and Rick James skit. I don't think I've seen that, but I see Dave Chappelle in there, and I know it's got to be good. I mean, I like a sunset. You would have to do pinks and... Yes, I would. And I think that would be very pretty. I have to play around. I'll see where the tides take me. What from Sea of Thieves are you drawing? Oh, so for those that are new here, if you would like to see what what this could potentially look like, but better. Let's see what our gang looks like. Here we go. Oh man. Mast is a little, or this thing probably is a little too tall. I don't know. I like it. I'm feeling it though. This is encouraging. So cool. So if you're new around here, we have some friends in the gamer world, the streaming world. One of them being the infamous Captain Stash X-Wing over here. And what did you say? If it's bright blue, simple. Ugh. What? Anyway, so we have friends and streamers, gamers that play the game Sea of Thieves over on Twitch and possibly YouTube, some of them as well. And that would be over there, Wicked Virtue. We've got Wicked Virtue. We've got King's Advisors. There's Drunk 3PO. And right here would be X-Wing Captain Stash. And they go on their crazy adventures that we all enjoy. We all enjoy immensely watching them. And so this is my concept art. So right now I'm just kind of working on a background drawing just to kind of get a lay of the land, get an idea of what exactly this needs to look like, coloring, shading, composition, all of that stuff, because it's going to be quite the undertaking, but I'm here for it. Just putting the gang back on here makes me super excited. It makes me believe that I might need to make them larger, which actually wouldn't necessarily be... Oops. Oh, it won't let me... Hang on. Aha. I wonder that if I make them bigger... that would look better. Cancel. I don't like that. There. If that would make it better with the size of the thing over there. I think that would be better. Hey, it is a wonderful, awesome YouTuber, Makani Draws. An awesome person who I've been trying to get on the channel for a while now, but we live on different coasts, so timing is always rough. But you should check out his channel because he makes such fascinating sketches and designs, and I wish I'm trying to esteem to the quality that Makani gets. I'm a ways away, but he's a digital artist. And I'm like a traditional fine artist, so making the worlds collide. Maybe I need to have a stream where he just teaches me stuff. I don't know what he uses. I'm using Procreate. I don't know what he uses. He might use Photoshop. I don't know. I have advice for the king, but I can't say it anywhere online. Well, yeah. You think it looks better? I think so too. I think this is better. I just wish there was a little bit more space here. Because if I did print this off, I mean, King's is right there on the edge. So I wonder if we got to put Drunk 3PO closer to the edge. Oh, like I said, we've been trying. I've been on his channel. It's a lot easier for me to get on his channel than it is for him to get on mine because of the different times that I have. Because he's in California, I think. That's no excuse. I live in a different country. I didn't know that. You did. Hey, we're all busy. We're all busy. It's good. It's looking really cool so far. Can't wait to see the finished product. If you can't say it online, it scares me. Okay. Yeah, I'm super excited about this, and I think this is better too. I like the fact that King's here is a little bit more in the light, so he's not so much. If I am going to try to make him translucent, I would like to be able to see his face better. Now the map is not, but here we go. All right, let's get back to the water. I don't know why. Let's see. I would like this to go away. There we go. I wonder if I should change brushes here. Oh, what is happening? I'm doing something very wrong. Here we go. And then we go here. Right. Good? Yeah, okay. Very, very good. Now, water is quite tricky to draw, but it's fun. Take some time and then some blending, of course. This little section right here is my favorite so far. I love the way this looks. And like I said, right now, for those who might have jumped on, this is not perfection. We've got a go. We've got a long ways to go. And a whole year to get there. Okay. I want to try. You're in Canada. Ah. Well, but I don't know where you're at in Canada, and you don't necessarily need to tell me that. But, I mean, obviously some parts of Canada line up with my time zone, so I would suspect that makes it a lot easier, too. Let's zoom in here. One of my goals for okay, yeah, same thing. Oh, Elsa Barrett's Canadian as well. This might end up being the thumbnail for their Sea of Thieves. Well, that's a lot of pressure. We'll see. Let's see. I know that if I blend too much, it takes it away from the Sea of Thieves-esqueness. At the same time, I am blending queen. Like, I love to blend. So it would be hard for me not to. Like, I really like the way that this looks right now. But in my heart of hearts, I really want to touch this button up here. So, what we're going to do is try a little bit of it. See what happens. Makes it too smooth, I think. Let's bring it back down, maybe. But I'm excited about this. I have to do some study on water as well if I want to make this. Let's see, we need some white going on, and here we go. Get some white. Maybe I need to change. Let's see. Maybe it needs to be kind of splotchy. Let's try turpentine, shall we? See what this looks like. Oh, something's happening. I don't know what it is. Ooh. Oh. That is so sweet. Thank you. Deranged Lunatic, aka DL. I would love to listen to you read Bible scriptures. You have such a soothing voice. Thank you. I always thought it would be fun to read, like narrate and things like that. So I do kind of enjoy that for my channel sometimes. I may or may not have been asked to read for another channel, but that will be coming at a different time. Look, just look at it. Look how pretty that is. That's just one spot. It's not perfect, but it's coming. It's coming. You guys are so sweet. Besides the fact that X-Wing loves the smell of turpentine. I like diesel fuel, so I can't really say much, since I could kill it on audiobooks. That means a lot coming from Captain himself. Should do some audio bits on scripture and lessons we could learn from it. It probably should. I have a whole little book about different things that God has showed me in the Bible, and I don't know why, but I love to expound that to other people as well. Happy New Year's. Awesome one. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Glad that you're here. We're doing a bit of Sea of Thieves. We are in the juvenile delinquent portion of the painting process, but it's gonna come around. Glad you get to see that. Honestly, you'll be glad that you saw this image in its less glorified days, because when the final product gets here, we're all gonna be like, man, I remember what a hot piece of crap that was when we first started. And then be like, look at it now. It's on a billboard in Times Square. X-Wing says, I have to dip out to do my live stream. Can't wait to see. That's right, because you are on the other side as well. I get to spread it everywhere so we can promote. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Happy New Year to you, and best wishes for all the good stuff that's coming up this year for you, X-Wing. I'm excited for you and all of your endeavors. And you work hard. You're an intelligent man, and you're very entertaining. So I believe nothing but good's going to come from your endeavors this year. So best of luck. Have a great stream. Melanie Mac hasn't uploaded to her Bible. Well, there's a lot of Bible and there's a lot of stuff to be doing out in the world, isn't there? All right. I like this side. Blushes. That's right. When nobody else takes up for X-Wing in the chat, I will. Oh man, when you pull back, that's so cool. This is one of my favorite parts is doing the one of my favorite parts. I love blending and I love doing the details of highlights. I do really enjoy contrast, putting in even subtle changes in contrast with highlights and shadows. Gosh, I can't. I'm like, wow, it is so much brighter once you take those things off. Let me dip into my cola. So some things that will be coming to the channel in 2024. I'm going to be doing some more art vlogging videos. I'm excited about that. I really enjoy traveling. And then going to do some more tutorials. Going to put some painting tutorials out there as well, for sure. I've got new things, like I'm going to be using my channel a lot for entertainment, education, and also to promote my Etsy shop. Going to be selling like stickers and things like that. It's going to be super fun. Oh, I just now was thinking, I have been labeled, not that I labeled myself, I have been labeled the Chibi Queen. I wonder, X-Wing's not here anymore. I wonder if I should do the gang as chibis, painted chibis with the same poses and everything like that. It's more in my wheelhouse. I think I could probably do a better job. It'd be very different. And then I would have a better reference for if I wanted to do other images Now, I personally am not a big chibi person. I think they're adorable. I think they're wonderful. It's so funny how I've fallen into this occupation of creating chibis. But then I could easily do it. Yeah, you think I should do that? Should make that change? I think I should. And push come to shove, I can always go back. Now, I've always wanted to be a portrait artist, but apparently I've become kind of a character portrait art caricature. I guess chibis are kind of a caricature portrait artist. But yeah, we've got some very wavy waves going on here. I like it. Just some. Let me make this smaller. I'm gonna have to make the Rose Chico burn. But I would love to try to paint chibis. That would be interesting. Digitally, I'd say that. I feel stupid, honestly, saying I'm painting when I feel like I am drawing more. And the only reason that we call it painting is because of the fact that the brushes that they give us are to replicate and imitate paint. But I'm not really painting. Sea of Thieves characters basically are caricatures, says Elsid Barrett, so it's perfect. Okay. Now, we're not going to totally dismiss the crew. Okay? One day, I think, but in order for me to do all these characters, I think it would probably to do it the way that I really would like to do it, it's probably going to take me several months on top of everything else that I got to be doing. So that might be the way to do it. We'll see how it goes. I like it though. Who knows? If I get really on board with it and ambitious, maybe I'll do both. Water's looking pretty good. I think it's looking pretty good. Okay, I need to feel like this is too harsh. Let's see. But I'm also going to get back onto Twitch. I know there's a whole bunch of controversy with Twitch these days. You can't help it. But I'm also going to get back on Twitch, doing some gaming streams and such over there. And then, perfect timing, rolling chairs. When's the next fantasy character stream? So that's something else, is that it looks like in the future, I'm going to need to change the day that I do my live streams here for character creations. So right now I do it on Thursdays. And it looks like I'm going to need to move it. And I'm just not sure if moving it to Monday or Tuesday would be the best. Because of course I don't want to lose you guys either. That wouldn't be fair. But just with my schedule and things going on, I want to continue doing it, but I probably will need to switch it to a day that's earlier in the week. And then if I have time, I can always do one, But the next one is planning to be this Thursday. I'm going to continue with Thursday till we find the right day for us. I think people like that it's almost the weekend when I do it, but that's what's really hard too, is like adapting with the times, Gotta do what works. and just hope that people will grow with me. Look at these big waves. These are some big waves on this dock. I'm excited about this chibi idea because then for sure I can do this a lot faster because I have better knowledge. A lot more knowledge and experience with the chibis. Dang it, I don't drink soda that often, but this is kind of good. I don't know when the last time that I had soda. Let's see. I need to go here. I'm just not a big soda person. Let me click this here. I do hope you all are doing well, though. Hello, is this pronounced soupy? Soupai? Ofi? Is that the plural form? I was going to say Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, wherever you are in the world. Perhaps it's not quite the New Year, or maybe you've been in the New Year for a while. All right, I want some more contrast, but I hope it's been fantastic for you. Hope life's treated you kindly. Oh, why is that in purple? I don't want that. All right, let's get some darker spots going. You see how long it takes, guys. Whew. See how long it takes. I love it though. I love these colors. Not quite Sea of Thieves. Not quite. But it's still rich enough that I really, really enjoy it. I like the way that it looks. Even if some of it's a little wrong. We can always clean it up later if we must. Like right there, I don't like that. Now, I eventually would like to be able to, I want to treat this like I would my actual paintings, where there's no back button, there's no cheating, you don't get to press back. What you paint and you work with. So, but I'm not doing that tonight right now. Okay. We've got a good foundation for the water. I will need to study it some more. We've got a good foundation of water. Now this orange thing, where is that at? Oh, so let's see. Our reference picture here, if I would move this up, if I can, that's what we started with. And we decided to move the sun to where the rose tico is slowly dying. But that's what we started with. This is what we have. I think that's good. Oh, I got rid of the rose tico. I need to just put this back. I need to study ships too, even though she's going to be kind of off in the distance. I'm going to attempt to read this and hope that I do it justice. I never pay attention which one. Asking if we do Sea of Thieves goes no friendly reality. Indonesia. Welcome. Fantastic. I've never actually played Sea of Thieves. Maybe one day, but maybe one day. Okay. Sky. We have not determined the sky. Let's make it. What is this Nikoro? What does this look like? Patchy. Don't know that I like that. But it's the most bold one we have. There's oil paint. Let's do that. I'm very familiar with the oil paint. But, wow. It's like putting oil paint on glass. Maybe we should stick with the other one, but we'll stick with this. We got it. Can we go bigger? Can we go big? There we go. There we go. Oh, there we go. Nice big sky with the direction. These almost look like clouds. That's nice. We got to fill this up. Ooh, looks like there's a little bit of haze. It kind of overlapped, it almost looked like. That's nice. And then, of course, we'll have to add some white paint in there because it's a little bit bland now. Now, again, when I look at the computer screen, everything's got a little bit of a greenish tinge to it. And my screen, not so much. So I'll make sure that I post in the community chat and on my Instagram updates of what this looks like. So hopefully it will translate better in other screens. Megatron is very great at coloring, so I must listen. Maybe add a hint of sunlight streaking across the sky somewhere. I might put a little bit of pink or something going on in here. We'll see. See what complements, right? I did put this on it. Yeah, I did put this on an extra layer. Thank God. You ever done that? I've done that numerous times. It's a nightmare when you accidentally paint the wrong thing on the wrong layer. Okay. I'm gonna go for the white. I'm just gonna play around with this. Let's just kind of see where life takes us. We could do a nice big one right here if we wanted to, but I feel like that would take away from the picture. Here, let's soften it up a little bit. We can soften the sky. The Rose Tico slowly but surely sinking to her demise. Yeah, there are a lot. Now, the negative thing about Procreate as opposed to like Photoshop, somebody was telling me, is that Procreate, depending on the size of the image that you're creating, you are limited to how many layers you're allowed to have. That sucks. That seems really pointless. Now, I'm no computer programmer person, but surely there's got to be a way around that because that sucks. Because like, if I want to do the image that I'm thinking of in my mind, that originally, like I was telling X-Wing, that would be hundreds of layers. And some of the layers that you're doing, you can work with it, I guess, but I don't like these clouds. Now, there's no wrong way to do a cloud, but there are good and better ways to do it. I do kind of like seeing some of the strokes in here, because again, I would say we're trying to do Sea of Thieves vibe, but we's doing. Gosh, my neighbors are really noisy. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm honored. Truly. There are so many people I know streaming right now. Oh, that cloud looks really good though. And the fact that you come hang out with me is truly special. Like I said, truly an honor. There we go. So let's just soften that a little bit. I did it the wrong way, though. I would need to soften it from this side because the sun we have decided has put over there. I got to remember basic highlights and shadowing. I do kind of like a little bit of a bold cloud in there. Oops. There we go. I don't want it to be too bold. I want it bold. Not too bold. Kind of like my friend Maria from Unlocking Lore, the Geeky Crochet, who reads stories professionally. She did a storytelling yesterday where she lives. Another Canadian, and a Peruvian Canadian. And she told the story of be bold, but not too bold. And I always remembered that saying, and she turned it into a sweater or sweatshirt, and I made sure I got one, and it's one of my favorites. Be bold, but not too bold. The rest of that says, so that your heart's blood doesn't run cold. I just really like that first part because honestly, for me, especially now we're talking about 2024 and everything like that, but the last 2 years of my life, it's like learning to be bold. We need to learn to be bold. Be bold, but not too bold. You know, hold it back just a little bit. Like, you still got to live in reality. Life is for the dreamers. Success is for the dreamers. But you got to be, there's some stuff you got to be realistic about. Kind of like with my art channel and everything, I've had to learn how to adapt. Be bold in what you do, but not so bold in that. And you can translate that bold, since English is like that, into a different kind of like obstinance. So it's like, be bold, go for it, dream big, be bold, but not too bold, not too careless, right? So good. Okay. So we've got our sky. It's looking pretty good. This looks like a pretty basic beginner's Procreate painting. I'm okay with that for now. Traveling island, because I have island east. Oh. It's kind of cold where I live, so being somewhere warm where there's an island sounds really nice. Okay, so we're creating a new layer, and then I think tonight, guys, I think we will wrap up with the gist of the Rose Tico. For sure. And then we'll come back to this. And we might even have some additional days. I would love to get this channel monetized. And I'm close. But I've been close for a while. And now that we're going into 2024, the reset for a lot of what I've created is about to happen. And that's going to set me back. So I have to work twice as hard. Again, be bold. To try to do that. And I would love to be able to get my watch time hours. I have the subscribers. I actually got to go into 2024 with 1,800 subscribers. I'm boosted. I was going to try to aim for the 2,000. It didn't happen. That's okay. Just keep on trucking. But I would love to get this channel monetized and be able to fund my art and everything like that. Some of you may have seen in my others, marker G12, who's still, his corpse is still with us because I must replace him. They're not cheap. So, you know, just having another way to fund art projects would be really great. So I am working hard for that. All right, let's see what color we got. It was white. It is white. So we need to get, I'm going to go with this for like a mid-tone. And I think I am on the wrong... Is this blending with this blue? I don't think so. Okay. Really interested in teaching you to draw? I'm going to try. Now, I am no teacher for digital artwork. Okay, the Rose Tico, guys. You have an $80 drawing tablet you never use. Hey, you know, if you could always sell it or learn a new trade. That would be cool. There's kinds of cool things. I need a shipwreck poster. Do people put that on their walls? Is that weird? A lot of times if you type in the word poster, it'll just give you more dynamic kind of pictures. I need a reference for a sinking ship. Oh, maybe that's what I've done. Like sinking ship. Sinking, well, ship ablaze. Ooh, that's devastating. These are real ones. I was... Okay, well, there's the... Should I have the... Well, okay, so here's the thing. And X-Wing's not here to guide us anymore. But, exactly. Rest in peace, G12. Forever in our hearts. Gone, but not forgotten. It's so funny that we happen to be talking about the G12 green marker, and my nerdy home shows up. She was in the stream too when we talked about poor G12 sea green marker, who will eventually get replaced because my mother was really nice. She watches my streams. She saw that some of my markers were starting to die, and so she gave me an Amazon gift card. Literally, as I have it right here. Literally as I'm about to open this card, and so excited to see how much I get to spend on Amazon. This is what it says inside, okay? Now, as I read what's being said inside, these exact same words are being spoken to me across the way, because you never gave me the number for the Copic markers. It's nothing quite like getting a lecture. While opening up a Christmas present. But Happy New Year, Steph. Happy New Year. Steph has been on the channel before as one of my guests for teaching YouTubers how to paint, and she is going to come back, and we are going to do Red Hood. I have the sketch all ready for Red Hood. He just needs some paint on him, and then Steph's approval, and then we're going to bring her back on the channel. And we are going to create a really... I hope she likes it. We haven't settled it yet. I hope that she likes it. But I think it's a really cool kind of grungy... not too grungy, but a little bit grungy, a little bit artistic Red Hood poster kind of quality image that we're going for. So hopefully she likes that. Hopefully. I'm looking forward to that. And it won't require too many colors, which actually is really fun and a little bit tricky. But she's painted a turtle and flowers. So she's a pro. It's a pro. Now, I need to figure out, do we want the Rose Tico half sunk as is depicted here, ablaze, or should I have it like on the water set on fire? Like I see these really cool pictures. Exactly. I believe in you. If nobody else does, me and Jesus do. Because, all right, so here's the idea too. We have like this awful, like, what is this? Fresco. Here we go. Like plumage of horrific smoke coming out of the ship. I love it. This would be great. Okay. Focus, Leonard. So maybe I need to switch over to drawing. Kind of sketch out. Let's see, how big is this? And then we'll get back to the medium brown. And let's see, let me look at... Ooh, okay, but that's not far enough away. This one is a far enough away ship. Gosh. All right. On the water. So we've got... That's probably too high up. We're just going to sketch out. Just sketching. Is that small enough? They would need to come in further, I think. I wonder, can I do that? Oh, look at that. Look at this. That's so cool. I can distort and warp it? What the freak? No, okay. So I literally just want to move it. Like that's what we want. I don't want to do that. That's not, well, but I could. I mean, we could sink it a little bit, but that's not what I wanted to do. I just wanted to grab it. Like, are you not allowed to do that in this app? Distort. Oh, dear Lord. This is warping. Oh, that is so cool. I mean, I don't want to do that. Where's the back button? Oh my heavens, what have I done? Okay, we have got to undo that. I just literally wanted to click this. I was trying. I look at it. See? Oh, I done messed up again, Aaron. Okay. Okay. So what is snapping? I don't know what snap. I don't know what that means. Oh, there's reset. Look at me learning things. Bilinear. What does that mean? Fit to canvas. We don't want that. No! Go back. Reset. Flip. Okay, there's flipping. I don't want to do that. This didn't used to be a problem. Back in my day, we could just grab it. Is that all this nonsense? And I say that, like, that was just a little while ago. Is that like it for... It's surely not like it for... Oh, look. Okay, so this big one I can. Maybe it's not... I'm not zoomed in enough. Really? They couldn't provide me with a dot in the center for when I am zoomed out? Really? I need to be able to see where to put it. Okay, let's try this. That's not enough either. What I need to do is put this on top of the water. Like this. Okay. Now we's cooking. And then bring it... Nope. And then maybe we'll... I'm doing this in Procreate. Okay. And then... we have, of course, the mainsail. I don't know what the Rose Tico looks like in the game. So we're gonna do the best that we can. I probably will need to contact X-Wing and let him tell me what I've done wrong. Or contact somebody. And that way they can tell me that's not how the ships look. It's Tim! My goodness, Tim! Tim with the dad jokes. Ready. Happy New Year, Tim. Hey, Jacob Ironside. Hello. Don't judge me too harshly for this simple little ship we're doing here. Here we go. Stream snipping. Bye. Tim. Oh, Tim. He's funny. Okay. Does that look okay? I mean, like, is that... I can always shrink it. I think we're on to something here. I like this little back scooter bit right here. We're just sketching it out. These things they came down more, I think. You know what I should do? Because that would be is ship. Let's see. pirate ship sketch, because then I could see, yeah. Oh, a galleon. Okay, pirate ship. How about a galleon? Thank you. Look, there's other people that pay attention a lot better than I do. What was it called? A galleon. Isn't that the currency in Harry Potter? Ah, Jacob's in the past. Let me tell you, future's not so bad so far. But Happy New Year. I don't know why my light is so harsh when I'm right up in here. Anyway, okay. All right, I'm not too far off. Okay, cool. Let's do this one. Oh, my. Excuse me. And soda's not doing anything for me. Okay. So, this, is a little bit big. This is a little bit too big. Well, so we go up and maybe it wasn't too big. Past it and out. Happy New Year. I do. I hope so. In church this morning, we sang a wonderful song that kind of took the world by storm a little bit back in 2020. It was called Amen. The Blessing. It was called The Blessing by Carrie Job and her husband. And I believe it was also Elevation Worship was helping create this song as well. And we sang that song in church today, and it just kind of warmed my heart. And I think about you guys and different people that I know. And if you're not familiar with that song, it's taking Bible verses from Deuteronomy, and just, it was a great song to go into the new year with. Says, the Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, and give you peace. Be gracious to you. Lord, turn his face toward you and give you peace. Of course, it says, Amen. Beautiful rendition of the song. And you sing that song, that verse, a couple of times. Many contemporary songs are like that, but this one, it's in the Bible. They do that. And you're right, Jacob. It's a very beautiful piece of scripture. And then you repeat that and say, Lord, bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Amen. Then it goes into it and says, may his favor, it just makes me want to sing. May his favor be upon you and your children and their children and their children. Sorry, let me check out this thing here. But it says, may his favor be upon you and 1,000 generations, and your family and your children and their children and their children. May his presence go before you, go behind you, and beside you, all around you. For he is in you. He is with you. This part's really great. And in the morning and in the evening, in your coming and in your going, in your weeping and rejoicing, He is for you. He is for you. And that's kind of a hard concept to acknowledge. God is for me. What kind of nonsense is that? Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of people, even in religious circles, perhaps especially there, have this misinterpretation of who God is. And you'll see that a lot of people are like, God's just a big old meanie Jim Bob hanging out in outer space somewhere. Just angry. Now, the Bible does specifically say that he is angry with the wicked every day. So different, but we also have to remember that God's anger is a lot different than what mankind's anger is. But anyway, it's almost like you get this impression that no matter what you do, God will just never be happy with you. It's not true. It's not true. Now, the Bible does also, again, clearly say that without faith, it's impossible to please him. That's something that he works on, kind of like what we talked about earlier with Peter, in the fact that God's working on it. So he knows that we're going to mess up. He predicts it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But it's okay. He knows. The difference is, do we just stay all messed up? That's the big difference. But God's not just sitting around being angry with us all the time. And that was kind of hard to, all right, which way are the winds going? It looks like they're going this way. That was kind of hard for me to get a hold of. I'd been in church my whole life. Loved it. I think you should go. It's fantastic. But, you gotta make sure that you stay in tune with the Bible. There are a lot of people that mean well and get it wrong. And, again, you're going to mess up. But who you listening to, And the fact that God will never love you more than he does right now. He could never love you less, and he can't love you more because he loves you already abundantly. Perfectly. Imagine that. Perfectly loved by somebody. Imagine. To be perfectly loved is unconditional. Unconditional love. That's what we're all looking for anyway, I would say. Someone just to love us for who we are. For what we are not. For who we are and who we are not. That's the beautiful thing about God. Perfect love. And so kind of like Peter, when you realize that, you're just like, I can't help but, there's another song that says, I just run to the Father, fallen into grace. I'm done with the hurting. A reason to waste or hide, something like that. And my heart needs a surgeon. My soul needs a friend. So I run to the Father again and again. And again and again. And God wouldn't have it any other way because he knows we's messed up. He didn't mess us up. It's not his problem. It's not his fault. But that's how great God is. He doesn't leave us. It's not his problem, not his fault. But he's like, I'll take you anyway. I'll take you anyway. Come. Oh, there's another wonderful song. Gets my heart every time. It says, come to the table. Oh, man, that chorus. Come to the table. Come join the sinners who have been redeemed. Take your place by the Savior and be set free. Come to the table. All right, I'm not the best at sales. we're testing this out because they're kind of like running into each other. It's a very windy day apparently here on the open sea. Maybe I need to calm the sea down. I'm like Jesus right now. I have the capability of calming the seas. And maybe that's what I need to do. You just need to calm down. We just need to calm down. Yeah, look, I mean, look at this. Look how far out this one is here. We just need to calm. Everybody need to calm down. Let's see. That looks horrible. What am I missing? What am I doing wrong? What? Let me look at this boat. It swoops down. But if it's not really windy, if it's not, my music's not where it's supposed to be. But I do wish that and hope that for everybody. I know, right? Don't worry, I've got a plan. We're gonna put ropes and smoke and everything. Yes. I wasn't quite done with it. I'm trying to just get these sails figured out before I keep going because things were starting to overlap. That's but you guys are keeping me in check. Yeah. Just trying to figure it out. I'm like, something is wrong. And before I keep going. But I'm also looking at this one. So in this one, this galleon, it has a sail. Oh, you say a mast. Wait a minute. Hang on. So are you guys talking about a mast or a sail? You're saying I need one over here. Is this what we're talking about? Because in this picture here, the sail, that there's another sail going through here, but it's rolled up. This is a really nice sketch. Ah, well, DL. Happy New Year. You say it looks good. I don't know which part you mean, though. I don't know what the context was for that. I will follow this. I will follow you. A lot of this is going to be covered up in smoke anyway, so I'm just gonna. I mean, I don't want to shirk my duties here, but like, I just want to get the thing out. So we're. Here we go. It's rolled up. 3-masted. One more. Okay. This one's a little crooked, but again, it's on fire. It's okay. Things are falling apart. So yes, you're right. There is I see that over here. Hadn't gotten to the back yet. But I appreciate the update because then I can be assured that we're going in the right direction. This is a big deal. It's a big deal because X-Wing was here telling me it's a big deal. So we gotta get it. Hey, it is Master of the Tedious. Hello and Happy New Year to you and yours. We are attempting, this is our general run of a Sea of Thieves painting with our, for those that are new, our merry band of, well, this is our concept art of our merry band of rogues and scallions from Sea of Thieves. So we've got ourselves Drunk 3PO over here. We've got X-Wing in the front, Wicked Virtue, and King's Advisors. It's going to be super fun. Changing things up as we go. Adapt and overcome. Okay, we're still drawing. So what else do we need? I mean, oh, hang on. This one also has a sail that is folded up. Fold the maps. And then they've got... Oh, well, Well, I'm glad it's inspiring. I hope that you get back to picking it up. It's, it's never a lost moment working on a craft. Absolutely. What did you use to draw, if I might ask? Okay, then I don't know what their Jolly Roger should be. I guess maybe a screwdriver for the Rose Tico. She was a mechanic, right? Exactly. Roll the mat. We don't fold, because now there's a grease stain through Wichita. Roll the maps. Okay. So, flags are insufferable little things. They're very... I don't like that. It looks like an axe. I don't know how big this would be. Okay, and then we're just putting the little fine details on everything. Again, it's burning off in the distance. So, bowsprit. All right, you guys gotta remember, I'm not a ship person. Bowsprit twice as short. Otherwise, it's X-Wing's mouth. What? Otherwise, it's X-Wing's mouth. Add smoke. He's like vaping it. You don't have to go. I'm just not sure what I just read. That's all. And some of this is just creative liberty. Like, that's the long and short of it. Ah, sounds like my kind of guy. I used to draw dragons, scenery, and monsters. That was until I had a terrible art teacher in college who would rip apart my art in front of the class and draw over. Well, I am so sorry that you had a horrible person who was snooty, obnoxious, unromantic bully. Okay? Nobody has the right to do that. Especially if you didn't sign up for that. Like if you took an apprenticeship and somebody was abrasive up front and they're like, look, I don't put up with crap. If I don't like what you do, I'm going to tear it up. You savvy? You cool with that? Okay, it's up to you. But to do that in front of everybody, and even then, I don't think that's a good thing to do, but some people are like that. But that is not okay, because that hurts inside. That leaves a scar that I've tried to draw since then, but I lost something I can't seem to get back. Well, yeah. It's hard enough as artistic folk to have confidence in what we do. But when you have somebody that hurts you like that, it lingers, right? Because it's already like, well, I'm already doubting my artwork as it is. But now you're going to have the impression that everybody's going to be like that jerky lurky of an art teacher. Just know that that's a horrible person and you didn't deserve it, whatever your artwork looked like. Even if your artwork looked like pure crap, nobody deserves to be embarrassed in front of a bunch of people and be told. Because that's the point of being the teacher. If somebody is not good at something, your whole job is to make that person better. Like, that's literally your whole job. I'm sorry that you had that experience. I do hope that you'll be able to find a way, this is something you enjoy, find a way to overcome and just push through, and just know that douchebag is probably a bitter old crone right now, if they're even with us anymore, because it sounds like a person who got rejected a lot themselves and then decided to be uptight about it and a bully and tell other people that they suck because they had a bad experience or something like that. I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. But that's the great thing about art. You can always get back into it. You know what? Even if you lost your hands, you could always use your feet. If you lose your feet, you could always use your mouth. I've seen so many different kinds of creative artists that had so much less than what I have and do amazing things, and it puts me to shame. And it's, maybe I should put this one crooked, like it's burning, like it's falling apart. I think I should do that. Suddenly inspired for destruction after that speech. Like, maybe it's like this, and then we break. Oop. broken. There we go. It's falling apart. Let the destruction begin. Those who can't do, teach, as they say. I don't know how true that is. I think it's more of like time. You know, I guess that's where that goes, but it seems to be like that's in a negative. It's more of like those who can, for me, it's like those who can't do, teach, because they've gotten to a point in their life where they either don't have to, or they're too old, you know, so they can't do it the way they used to do it. And so they teach. They can't do it. So they can't. But for me, art was my outlet. I used to put my feelings into the art, as you should, I made. Since then, I haven't been able to do that anymore. Like you said, I second guess myself, and it's been over 6 years since I drew. 6 years. Well, just start doodling. Like, for real, everybody becomes a pretty good artist in college, because we all doodle in college. We all do. There's always that class where we're like, shoot me now. But everybody has a go-to thing that they draw, even if it's not really that good. There's something that about it. Like me, for example, if I just want to draw, like I don't even know why. It's because it's innate. I have to draw something. I have to create things. That's who God made me. If I don't, I'm suppressing something. So when I want to create, but I have no idea what to create, a lot of times I would do trees, or I would do eyes, and just really practice shading. That was just easy. It was easy. You can't mess up a tree. There is no wrong way to draw a tree or a cloud. There's no wrong way, because they come in all shapes and sizes. They grow cattywampus. Clouds. They literally have no shape. So I suggest, if you want to get back into drawing, I tell this to a lot of people, if you want to get into drawing or get back into drawing and you just don't know what to do, a lot of times you just need that release of touching hand paper or whatever medium you're using. Just the initial start is the key. And you'll generate this momentum that even though what you make is ugly or stupid or bad, or most likely just not what you envisioned, exhibit A right here, that doesn't make it bad. It's just different. And that has to do with adaptability and being willing to learn. But there's something so pleasant about drawing nothing for fun. Just designs, scratch marks. There is just something about creating something from nothing, if you will, that really just outweighs lunatics out there, self-righteous snobs who need to come to Jesus meeting. So we're back on an even year, and I'm going to get some sleep. See you, Jacob Ironside. Thank you so much for coming. When was the last time I built a gingerbread house? 2 years ago. Was that meant to corner me in? Was that meant to get me to say the wrong year? I see you. I did not make a gingerbread house like I wish I could have last month. But I did make cookies. I took the cookies that I did on a live stream, character design, gingerbread with Comics and Cosmetics, the maker, and Sunny and Brave Megatron, and I took our drawings and I turned them into gingerbread cookies. I've tried, but it's like something broke inside me and I can't do it. Sorry to bring down the mood for the stream. Please, we were talking about much deeper things, not to belittle what you're going through, but like much darker things earlier, and then we had to get off of that because I teared up. No, I understand. Well, I would assume like you deal with. I would assume you deal with people that have these kind of situations, and sometimes it's like you got to push through until you stop hearing that voice or whatever it is that's holding you back, or you find a new medium. You know, I didn't think that I'd get into digital artwork Well, and then for example, like I always wanted to draw and make people, and here I am making money doing chibis. That's not what I wanted to be doing. That is not what I wanted to be doing. I wanted to do portraits. I wanted to do bigger scale paintings and people and character crossovers, and instead I'm making these cute, insufferable little chibis. But I grew to like it. I grew to like it. For a while, I was like, why do I keep doing this? This is not what I want to do. But I just kind of kept doing it, and it just worked. And now I really like it. And I don't know, just something changed. Something changed. I do hope that you get through whatever it is that's blocking you. If that's something that you do want to pursue, because if it's something that you want to pursue, then there is something inside that's naturally telling you, you need to do this. And so whenever you're trying to do it and it's hard, I think we all have enough life experience to know that usually when it's hard, it means that number one, it's worth it, and then also to get to the other side, and that also there's a deeper something that for whatever reason is holding us back, and you know, if it's worth pursuing, if it's worth doing, it's worth pursuing. Is that how they say that? Is that how they say it? Gingerbread's not nasty, but it's not my favorite cookie, that's for sure. I like German gingerbread better. At least the ones that I've gotten, they are fluffier. I don't like the hard stuff. Goes without the Hulk. I've make thumbnails and memes now. That's basically where my art ends. I wonder what it could have been sometimes, but for the most part, I've moved on. I get it. Well, you know, you could always draw your thumbnails, see if you could integrate it. Yeah. I've taken so many twists and turns in my art. I am not where I wanted to be, but I'm not in a bad place. Lover like a paranoid schizophrenia, true story. Yes. Seeing art like yours is inspiring, though. I can see the emotion you put in. Oh! That is such a high praise. That's such a compliment. Because that's something I always wonder. It's like, I remember when I first started trying to draw people, and somebody, and very kindly told me, I worked really hard on this one picture, and I was trying to do Morticia Addams, the Angelica Houston Morticia Addams. And I was pretty proud of it. It wasn't what I wanted it to be, but I didn't have that much experience, and it turned out pretty well. I was advancing myself, and this one person told me that he's like, no. He's like, there's no emotion, and he's like, you could do better. But it wasn't like in this way of like, this sucks, you could do better. This was the way he said it was just basically like, he believed so much with me. He was like, you could do better than this. And that was really, really good. Like, I mean, a little unorthodox. It was good. Hey, Kings! Looking really good. We've made some changes along the way. We hope that we're doing the Rose Tico proud. There's going to be some plumage of smoke going up. We've changed the direction of the sun. And we're going to be changing the style of the characters to which will be drawn in the near future. So we're going to go with one of my strengths. As I was trying to say, I wish that portrait art was my strength. I can do it. I've done it. If you've been on my channel long enough, you know that I've done Mr. T. I did Morticia Addams again as Harley Quinn. I did Gina Carano, and I did Bernie Sanders. You guys remember when that meme was going around with him and the mittens? So I love that painting. I was like, I got to make my own meme. So he's just sitting in the library. So I could do it. I'm just not as good as I wish I were. That's how teachers should push their students in a way that inspires them to be better, yet reach it. Right, exactly. It's like, let me tell you the truth. Let me be honest with you, but in a positive way. Not that the truth is always negative, but like harsh, tough love, if you might. But not Masters, King's Advisor, we hope that you like this roast Tico. I'm going to be filling it in. I learned a new trick today that did not work. Apparently, because this is all broken up, I need cleaner lines. I was going to try to impress you guys. Oh my. Masters, do you like to paint? Maybe I should have you come on and we'll try to paint. Or draw dragons. Actually, I teach dragons. Oh, it was so great on my Instagram yesterday. I got this heartwarming. Oh my gosh, it was so awesome. I was so flabbergasted. Somebody that I don't think belongs to the community, right? Of our geekdom here, is that follows me on Instagram and I guess on YouTube, and she did my dragon art tutorial that I posted like 2 or 3 years ago and tagged me on Instagram that she did my dragon, and I posted it to my story, and it was yesterday, I don't know if it's up still, and it was so thrilling to see that somebody like we're in the YouTube game, right? And we're all wanting that content that will get us somewhere and whatnot. But I tell you what, my art teacher instincts were like just soaring, because that's what it is. It's like, oh my gosh, somebody found my tutorial and did a great job. I love the fire. They added fire to their dragon, which I love when their creative juices flow and they start doing things that are beyond what I tell them to do. Like that's the whole point. Like, let me get you comfortable enough where you can go outside the box, start using your imagination. And I don't think she's part of the community. So that was really cool, being able to have somebody who didn't even know everybody else. Like, she liked me for me, not because maybe somebody promoted me. But that was such a wonderful surprise. And honestly, it was a great boost for going into 2024. I hear that all the time, and people say, oh, you never know who's watching. You have to send Raven more pictures. I don't know if it's possible. Hold on. I wish you could watch the video, but I don't know if I can work it. I really are, though. I'm really happy with it. I don't have it. I need to put pictures up so people can see it. I think I have it back here. Let me see. Now that we're doing it, now I'm like super excited. You get tagged on Instagram too, but it's really cool. I'm so sorry. And she is. So I was really into character crossover. But I mixed Morticia Adam with Harley Quinn. Is it perfect? People are hard, but I'm really happy. I learned so much about color, ambiance, and that's the thing to be honest. Is just because it doesn't turn out how you expected it, what you learn along the way is what you take with you. So I learned a lot about highlights, color, ambiance, and the highlights, the eyes, and everything like that. This was done in oil paint, and great. You see the color choices that I made, and then I put the little heart over there. I still wanted her to be sophisticated. I still wanted her to be Morticia's sophistication, but a little bit of whimsy because I crossed her over with Harley Quinn. And Raven says, that's pretty good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm pretty proud of her. And then let's see. Well, we're here now. Let's see. Here's my Bernie Sanders one that I did for fun. You guys ready to relive? What was it? Was it 2020? Is that when Trump got in office? The mittens. You guys remember the mittens? They even sold the mittens. Like people were hand making them and selling them. And this was my take. And I've got his little bumper stickers in the back on this shelf. I'm proud of this too because I learned a lot more. I painted this when the power went out in my house and it was freezing cold. I think it was like February. We had an ice storm and the power went out and there was nothing to do. You guys know when there's no technology, there's no more fun. And I painted this. My hands, I was wearing mittens when I painted this. And another favorite, I think all of these are like my favorite, kind of like the way my niece says it's my second favorite, because I learned so much and I didn't know that at the time that I was capable of doing. I've never had any, I'm gonna clean this up. Oh no, I gotta put this in a protective cover. I've never been formally trained in paint. I went to college and class, first art class was drawing, pencil drawing. And then I pursued graphic art and photography. That's what I pursued in college. Now I go to drawing, I go to painting, I went back to drawing and coloring. Now I'm doing digital art. This is one of my favorite creative crossovers is Mr. T. That's Sir Walter Raleigh. This is one of my favorites. I learned so much about skin tone and highlights and shadows in this one as well. Learned more about anatomy because it's a little off, but you can recognize if you're familiar with the 80s, you know who he is. You know who he is. And so I made sure I wanted to keep him a little more elegant, but he still got his bling. And then this pattern that is inside of his shirt, his top here, his tunic, or whatever like that. I forgot. I was reading the comments. Anyway, the tribe that he associates himself with, I forget what it was, that had to do with his jewelry and his haircut and everything like that. That's the tribal pattern of the tribe. I tried to find things that would fit it in there. 2016, first time you said that, I thought you said Barry Sanders, like the former Detroit. No, I did that Bernie. Yeah, he was everywhere. I loved it. I laughed my butt off with so many different of those memes. As far as being tagged, I'm used to it. Newsweek wrote a whole article on one of my posts. Keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, they don't like you. I hope that you sleep well going into this new year and you get bright and sunshiny, bright-eyed and bushy. So I made a shirt. I still have it for that, and I wrote, "I see it, the foolish." Arsaka, the different goose, thou dost levy pity upon the foolish demeanor. Exactly. I couldn't make it that long, so I just said, "I pitieth the foolish." All right, this ship should not be taking this long. All right, so here we go. We're gonna try that again. Oh, you can't see it. Great, I got it to work, and I didn't even listen to it. All right, we'll try it again. That's pretty cool, but obviously with the painting process, I'm starting to fade too, guys. We are freaking 3 hours in, and we have just begun. The adventure is just beginning for the Rose, Tico, and friends. Absolutely, anytime. some people need to be listened to. They really do. Some people just want to talk, you know. Anyway, thanks for listening. Keep the great art and hope all your dreams for 2024. Thank you so much. That means a lot. And I hope that you'll be able to get back to creating. Because it's a way of your, even if it's a secret, it's something about being able to create. Alright. So like I said, I don't want to do too many details on the kind of sale. It would have typical beigey, whitish. Oh, is this you guys, have you enjoyed the digital art stream instead of not instead, because you enjoyed the digital art stream as an alternative from the drawing stream? I'm not going to work on that. We've worked on it. Oh, thank you. I don't know. Possibly sometimes when I get a little deeper, my voice sometimes it cuts in and out. So thank you so much for it. I appreciate it very much. I wonder if it's my tone. Oh, this is supposed to be perfect. Hang on. I know digital art was a little strange, you know, zooming in and out and all this kind of stuff, but I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And again, I'm just so grateful that you guys decided to hang in. Watch me try to open a bottle of soda in like an hour. I drink soda for you. Yeah, I did. So maybe a last. Oh, last soda. And I'm very grateful for the input that everybody's had. It's helping me color choice, all that stuff. We are winding down. Oh, this was broken and falling apart. We will color like highlight and shadow. Why is it? I mean, it's terrible. So let's just imagine, really quickly. My eyesight's starting to pop for me. Does this have a smoke? Oh, look at this. It has water. Oh, this is good. Oh, rainforest. What is this? Let's have a look. Is this the rainforest? Like clouds. All off. Okay. Let's see. Oh, look at all this cool stuff you can do. Rotation. Yes, that's what I was trying to do. Then, let's see. I was going to make it a grayish color. Oh. back. We get a little bit there. Yeah, it does look pretty great. Thank you. Let's bring him back. Bring the crew back. Um, I think the roast Chico is a little big, though, for this competition. I think I need a 5. Um, that's the smoke. Here we go. Nope, come on now, work with have a look. Yeah, I think it might be a little smaller still, but this is great. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, I think that's the better side. Better smoke that. And I'm gonna play with the smoke later on, so that way you can kinda see the sails and stuff like that in between. But I think that, that is pretty good. Again, this is just our first layer. The water looks so good. Man, a good portion of the good water is covered up by Drunk 3PO's character, but it's okay. I won't hold it against him because I put him there. But maybe when I do the chibi characters, it'll look different anyway. And I got to get the rope. Let's see. I'm gonna have to get the rope for this gal over here. Oops. Figure out where we're gonna put that, but it's pretty cool. I like that. I don't know if I'll have room to here we go. I don't know if I'll have any room to put Krista and Rufio and the others in here, but I'm sure that there will be more adventures with these characters for sure. Um, it's super fun. It's really great. Is there what is really awesome? Is there a ghost pet in the game? Maybe a green glowing lemur? Not that I'm aware of. Because Kings in the game isn't a ghost. That's actually from Junk 3PO's History of Pirates. I can't. I'm sorry. My words. My words. That is from Drunk 3PO's History of Pirates channel that you guys can subscribe to for a lot of interesting content and a lot of fun highlights and things like that. It's a really informational channel that's also fun whenever they go live and they talk about pirates while they hang out and do fun things. But during their streams, King's advisor has a green screen behind him, and the green screen isn't properly lit. And so parts of his body go missing, and ergo, they have labeled him the ghost pirate. So I thought that coupling together their experiences with the History of Pirates channel and their adventures on the high seas in Sea of Thieves, that it would just be a really great way to combine both efforts. And almost like if you know, you know. But I think that we are going to wrap it up for the evening. I say for the evening. It's the morning. I had a friend. We used to go camping every year, and with a big group of people. It was a fun church function, although it always rained. But anyway, we were in a tent, and she was very silly. I was just getting ready to, like, I was getting to know her. We weren't good friends at the time, just really well acquainted with one another. And we were in the tent, surrounded by a bunch of other people, and she was having the best time of her life, I think. And the girl was high on sugar or something. And one of the other girls in our tent was getting really frustrated with her. And she said, "Would you please stop? It's getting late." It was probably around this time in the morning as well, maybe around 2, maybe 1:30. And my friend just got a burst of the giggles, and she got a burst of the giggles, and she's like, "It's not getting late. It's getting early." And I've never forgotten that. So guys, it's not getting late. It's just getting early. I like that. Have a fantastic rest of the morning.
If I was watching this video, I would like it. I would like the video, and I would probably subscribe because this is so thoroughly entertaining and also well executed. It's a